So I think, in a way, the person has to understand what you're doing at the time you're doing it, and you have to understand that there's not two people with the same autism, and you have to understand that there's not really, in a way. So if you're gonna ride a bike, let's say you're riding a bike, and to you it's easy. To me it's easy. But when you're getting someone to ride a bike for the first time, they're gonna need their training wheels. Okay, they're gonna need the training wheels on. Some autism people will be able to ride that bike in 10 seconds, and they'll learn it because their mind will obsess over riding this bike, and they'll get their feelings out, their emotions, and they'll get really intent, and they'll start figuring out really easily how to ride that bike. Yeah. Other people with autism ride that same bike, they're going to be on those training wheels for at least a month or two because the bike and themselves are not connecting together. Mm-hmm. And in autism, if our brains don't connect with what we're doing or what we're trying to do, it's not going to actually, we're just going to shout everything out. Yeah. Because the person, autism is based on what the person interested in.
I wish I could record you saying this right now.
I am recording it.
You are?
Yes.
So send that to me because I want to be able to share that because I feel like a lot of people could benefit from hearing this.
Yes. That's why I'm recording it.
Okay, good.
So if you're not interested in the person that with autism is not interested in what you're doing, they're not even going to even listen half the time or not even comprehend what you're doing. If you have someone that loves elephants a lot and you're talking about elephants, they're going to be so into you, they're going to tell you every bit of information they know about those elephants. But if you tell someone who likes elephants about a giraffe, they're not going to care at all. They're really not going to be in the moment. They're just going to be in their own little self. They're just going to be in their little corner because they're not interested. So what's hard in special ed is that we try to chain the lesson to what the person really likes to do. But also what you can fail on is that if you do too much one-on-one to a person or too much trying to teach them, you're not teaching them how to be in a whole group. And once they start learning what they're supposed to be doing, they're going to take it in a little more and a little more. Some people with autism are very socialization, we want to talk their ears off and be more open. Other people are going to be silent. And so if you're not liking what you're doing, the person's not going to care or not really do anything about it because they're not really caring. And so but if someone likes animals, your trick is to try to get them to change their animal, maybe a bear or maybe a thing, and maybe get that animal to learn more about animals instead of just that one animal. Yeah. You have to understand is that when you're giving, so what you have to understand also is that when you're giving too much information to one person, a lot of us can take it in and figure out one step at a time. Now, geniuses that are really smart are kind of like autism people, but they're so smart in their one area that they'll forget what they're actually doing. So my teacher, in other words, his wife, she can't remember plus and minus, but she can tell you the hardest math problem in the world probably and doing a sample figure. You tell her what 2 + 2 is, it's going to take a little bit to answer that question because she's so focused on higher math every time she goes to work and stuff. So you have to understand, you're giving a lot of information to someone that some autisms can comprehend it in seconds and slow it down. There was my teacher was also telling me about a guy that they asked, draw how you got this math problem. He drew a picture that had nothing to do with this math problem, but his brain took it in a different direction than most people do. Most people are just drawing the problem out and how they figure out the problem. Some people take it. That's why with autism, you see that they know the answers when you ask them, but when you want them to write on a piece of paper, they don't know how they're going to fail every time. That's because people with a lot of autistic people, they can't really comprehend writing it down and doing it row by row, but they can tell you in 100 seconds what the problem was, everything.